Sorry guys, I was on call with Prasad. Uh, hi, uh, good evening guys. So how did your weekend go? Hope I'm audible.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, okay. So today we have a new person joining us. I guess his name is Ashwin. So I was talking about this with Prasad just now. Okay, so he's comfortable with time 7 to 8, it seems. So if at all, if you guys are also comfortable in that time, we can have that class, you know, yeah, 7 to 8 every day. So yeah, he asked you guys to let us know if 7 to 8 is okay. Okay. So what about Alagendri?
No, sir. There is no other way than okay, fine.
Oh, so 7 to 8 is difficult for you, is it?
Yeah.
Okay, so maybe I will let Prasad know about this so that we can
But no
maybe.
issue. I can manage. Can I change the timing for the next week itself? Because from the next week onwards, I'll be at home itself, so I can change the time for morning. Is
Okay,
there any
so which
possibility?
time do you want?
Anytime, anytime.
Okay, no problem. We can work it out. No issues.
Thank
Okay. So yeah, did you guys try anything over the weekend? Hands-on practice, like what and all I showed you last week, right? Validation rule, formula field, or whatever, everything. Workflow rule, the different actions in workflow rule, all these things you would have seen, right? Yes, super. So I think my screen, yeah, share my screen. So as I already told you, process builder works in lightning component. Okay. So you can't see that in classic. Okay. So the process builder and flow is something that runs on lightning version. But uh, if you take workflow rule or validation rule, it can be executed even in the classic version. Okay. So it's not that you should be having lightning component in order to run it in the classic version. Okay. So yeah, so these are the actions which we'll be able to do using process builder. Okay, so we can invoke an apex class and we can create a record. Okay, so if at all based on a criteria, we can create a new record. Okay, and yeah, and also uh, so let me go to this. Okay, so yeah, you can call in apex class, or you can like create a new record based on a criteria, or you can send an email alert. Okay, so for example, if at all, if you're creating a new record, like if you're making a new purchase in Amazon, automatically you'll be receiving a message, right, auto generated message saying like thank you for purchasing with us, like if at all, if you have any problems, call to so and so number. So these kind of standard template emails body kind of thing, you can have it in an email alert feature. Okay, so that it will have all these details displayed. Okay, and also there are flows. Okay, so the one which I told you, the lightning flows, which are in so much demand. Okay, so you can invoke a flow as well, lightning flow as well, through the process builder. Okay, and also you can post a chatter message. Okay, so I already told you it's similar to the Facebook version of the group. Okay, so if you wanted to post any photo or video in a group, members under that group, they're gonna receive the notification, right? And also only members under that group will be able to see the content of that post, right? Others, if at all, if they're not the member of that group, they'll not be able to see that thing. So that is called the chatter feature in Salesforce, right? Like the name itself says that chatter. So it's something like a chatter group. Okay. So simply like you can post a message or saying that this order got, so that the sales manager under that group, he's going to have a insight on how many opportunities are created, how many opportunities and when are they created, all these things he'll be having a look at, right? So you can make use of chatter group in that way. Okay, so yeah. And also quick action, as I already told you, the button which you have on the Salesforce page, right? New task, new event, log a call, all these things, right? So these are called as quick actions. Okay, so if at all, if you wanted to invoke any quick action, saying that based on you know a record criteria, you wanted to log a call or you wanted to create a new task. Okay, so you can do it in a process builder as well, and also you can invoke it through a quick action as well. Okay, so uh, these four are the quick actions that are available on the Salesforce page as of now. Okay, so new task, new event, logger call, email. So these are the frequent quick action materials that the client use. Okay, so apart from that, you have couple of quick actions which you can have a look at. Okay, so if you go to setup and go to an object, you can see buttons, links, and actions right on the left. So you have that fields and relationship, all these things. So if you see on the left hand side, you'll be having buttons, links, and action. If you go to it, you'll be able to see the quick actions that are available. Okay, the standard quick actions, and also you can create your own quick action. So the one which you will be creating will be addressed as custom action. Okay, and also submit for approval, which I told you. So based on the discount criteria or to quote something, right? So if it is going to the sales manager or quote manager, he's going to approve it. So he's called as approver, and the person who's submitting it to approver is called as so he'll be making use of the submit for approval button. Okay, so if at all, if you wanted to automate it, you can also automate it based on a record criteria. The submit for approval will be clicked automatically. Okay, so that uh, that form will be submitted to quote manager, and quote manager will approve based on his decision. Okay, so that's how approval process works and how we can use approval process in process builder. Okay, and also update records, which we already have in workflow rule, right? So in workflow rule, we have four actions which we can do. One is email alert, one is field update, next one is yeah, next one is outbound message, which you can send it to the external system. And fourth one is the you can select any existing action. Okay, so that's something that you can use it as a custom one. Okay, so email templates, as I already told you, you can create your new email template. So I last week I had something in this thing, right? Like uh, something like this. So I had some email body like this. So which I wanted the end user to receive. Okay, in this format, I wanted my end user to receive the email alert. Okay, so that's when I created a new email template last week and showed you guys, right? With the body. And also there are like two types of email templates, which I show you. But yeah, coming back to process builder. Oh yeah, let me log in. Oh, So yeah. So if you go to process builder, okay, you'll be able to find all the process builder that is on the page. Okay. So last week I showed you this one. Okay. So if at all, I created this process builder under the object called account, and I made it display it as like this process builder should fire only when a record is created or edited. Okay. So I have two options here, only when a record is created, and the second option is when a record is created or edited. I chose like not only at the time of record creation, I also need it on the time of editing also. So if at all, if I go to any account record and edit some particular data and click on save, then this process builder is going to be fired. Okay. So this is some advanced condition that you have. So if you click on this, is it just evaluates the criteria that is here. Okay. So it will not, yeah. So it will not take multiple operations, or it will not take multiple transactions. Okay. It will be done in one thing. So if at all, if you are very sure about your criteria, you can have this is condition. Okay. So yeah. So the next thing, once if a account is created or edited, it's going to enter this loop, and this loop says that if at all account to billing to shipping. So this is a checkbox. Okay. If this checkbox equals true, which means if at all if it is ticked, then it should enter this. So it means that true, right? So it enters the next one, and here you enter, you give a name, and you select if at all if it is criteria, yeah, you select this, and you also have the formula thing. Okay. So if at all if you select, so here I have set the field reference. So billing city will be having the details of shipping city and all these things. Okay. So this is how it is going to be. So if at all, if the record satisfies this condition, these things are going to happen. Okay. So, and then it goes to evaluate to next criteria, and then it comes to this checkbox. And here it checks this criteria. Okay. If at all, if the record satisfies this criteria, then it goes to this action. It does this action. Okay. So it simply says that it should update the field value to null. Null means no value. Okay. It should have a blank thing like how you see it here, right? There's no details filled. So that's how we can have that in formula thing. Okay. So it just updates the record with this value. Okay. So the billing city is going to have this value, billing country this value. So null. So null means uh, it will not have any value basically. Okay. So that's the function, keyword function that Salesforce provides us. Not only Salesforce, in object oriented program, they kind of use this one. Okay. So if at all if you wanted to update with null value, they'll say null or null value. Okay. So yeah, so there's some kind of code words. So let me show you another action that we can do. Okay. So if at all if you wanted to call any apex class, okay, you can just click on this apex class and say apex class, and then you will have this thing where you can associate with the available thing. Okay. So if at all if you have any classes, I think right now I don't have any classes in this uh thing. So maybe let me have a look. So yeah, let me go to setup. I think I can have this. Let's try. So yeah, guys, I think these are lightning components, so I'm not getting it. Okay. So yeah, these are all lightning component. So if at all, if you have new Apex class, okay, so I can create a new Apex class. And yeah, so if at all, if I save this, okay, let me have a new sample class. Okay, so you'll have some tutorial websites where you can have a look at it. Okay, so yeah. So yeah. Okay, so I got this class saved. So my sample apex class. So maybe I will not get it. I'll go back to thing and then click on process builder and then go to this one. And then I click on this action and click on not this one, apex class. And then I have this. No, I'm not getting. So usually you used to get this. Okay. So maybe after some time we'll get it. So this is the process, like how you associate an apex class. So if at all, if this record is going to satisfy this criteria, then you can set up the action in an apex class too. Okay. So this says that if at all, like basically I didn't uh, do any logic or something. Okay, so if at all you can use like if condition or for condition. So these are all the conditions that you can use, right? So you can use it with for loop, if loop, and then get some actions done. Okay, so if loop, obviously you can do that in process builder itself. Okay, you have that option where you set up that criteria. Okay, but the action that is going to be done, you can do it here. So you can use this update operation or create, for updating a record, you can do update operation. So if at all, if you wanted to create a record, you can use create option. So these, as soon as you learn about this triggers, okay, so you'll be able to do, because using triggers, you'll be able to do particular actions like this. So if at all, if you wanted to do it before the update, or if you wanted to do after the update, or if you wanted to do before insert, or after inserting the record, which means after creating the record. So these are all something that you can do using trigger. Okay, so with the help of that, you will be able to find like which apex class is going to call which, I mean which trigger is going to have the apex classes referenced. Okay, so it's always a best practice to have one trigger per object. Okay, so whatever it is, so whatever criteria you include, so on the beginning itself, you are going to indicate if at all, if this trigger should work on before update or after update, or before create or after create, or before like after delete or something like that. Okay, so you can set up that criteria on the beginning of the where you declare your function. Okay, so the place where you declare your function, you can have that thing, and yeah, you can get that executed based on the criteria. Okay, so that's how the apex class and triggers are connected. Okay, so yeah, so yeah, let me go back to the thing. So the next thing that I'm going to show you is how to create a record. Okay, so create, I'm going to have the action name, and here I can have something. It's okay, so here it's going to be opportunity, but yeah, maybe I chose account. uh yeah, just a minute. Okay, so you see this, right? So opportunity, uh I don't think so this is active. Just a minute. So yeah, so these are all the things that you're going to have. Okay, So you can set it as a date or a field reference or formula. Okay. So closed end can be, yeah, I can use a function. Okay. So today, date and time. Okay. So I can use this. You see this, right? Today. So use this formula. And for name, I can have some string saying create. Okay. And on stage, I can have something like close one. And the forecast category, I can simply have something like account ID or whatever. Okay. So if at all, if you don't want also, you can click it and click on save, which means that if at all, if, you know, yeah. So yeah, if at all, if opportunity stage is not equal to null. Okay. So I want some invoice record to be created, and also I wanted one opportunity record to be created. Okay. On top of that. Okay. So for example, if I set a stage, if I basically create an opportunity record, I'm going to have another opportunity record created with this value. Okay. Close date is going to be today, name is going to be create, and stage is going to be closed one. Okay. So imagine the salesperson, they wanted some reference to be there. Okay. So what they will be doing, they'll be fetching a report having closed day as today, and then they'll be able to see like which are all the things under their bucket. Okay. So that's how you can make use of this create record feature. Okay. And also you have yeah, you have email alerts, which I already told you. So if at all, if you wanted to set an email alert, you can have that in place. Okay. So, and also email alert, this is the place where you need to have the API name of that email template. Okay. So without which, if you use the label name, it's not going to detect. Okay. So let me go to setup. Okay. Okay. So let me go to process builder. I mean, yeah, sorry, email template. Okay. So you have classic email template and lightning email template. Okay. So I'm choosing with classic email template. And if at all, if you wanted this email to be worked, okay. So you have template unique name. So this is the one which you need to use. Okay. And also once if you wanted to use an email alert, okay. So you need to paste something like this and okay. So you'll have that loading thing. Okay. So if at all if you are able to find that thing, it'll be displayed here. Okay. So basically it'll you have to, have some time for that. Okay. So yeah. Or if you wanted to create any new one also, you can create. Okay. So you have this option here. So you can create a new one. So this is the one which I created basically. So let me have that email alert. Okay. So you should not use email template. You should use email alert. Okay. So I think I will get this. Let me see if at all if it is active. I should be getting this, but yeah. So basically you should be using email alert. Okay. The one which you create here. So these are called email templates, but email alerts. Okay. So this is the email alerts. So you have thank you template. So maybe I can try this. Yeah, I got this. Okay. So this is how you get it. Okay. So once you get it in the down, you can click on this and then click on save. Okay. So it says that, uh, Yeah, there is an email alert also sent. Okay, so an email is sent if at all, if the stage value, if at all, if there is some value filled, I will have this email alert sent out. Okay, so you'll be having this thank you template here. So that's one of the action you can do. And the next one which you can do is you can invoke a flow. Okay, so yeah, so this is the flow. Okay, so that's the next topic that I'll be teaching you guys. Okay, so basically, um I wanted you guys to understand all these things. Okay, so once you understand all these things, uh this is somewhat similar to flow. Okay, so process builder and flow is somewhat similar, but using flow you can do some extraordinary functionality to achieve some of your requirements. Okay, your client requirements. So this is something that I would recommend you to like make use of all the features that is there in the process builder, so that when you kind of like create a flow, you'll be able to understand. So as of now we have this flow in our org. Okay, so we have this flow in org, and then you can like call this flow and also have some variable to set to that record. Okay, so if at all if you wanted to, okay, so if at all if you wanted to set some of the thing. Okay, so if at all if you wanted to set with field reference IED. Okay, so it's going to be account ID, and you're going to have it as here, and then choose. Okay, so once you click on this, it means that a flow is invoked once this criteria is satisfied. Okay, so the meaning is once this criteria is satisfied, a new invoice record will be created with these values in it, and a new opportunity record will be created with these values in it, and you will have an email alert sent out, and you will have a flow invoked. uh, on that flow there will be the action which will be happening. Okay, and also you can once this flow is called, you can also set a variable, like you can update a field value from that record. Okay, so that thing also you'll be able to do. So if at all if you don't want also, you can just click on X and click on save. Okay, so it's up to you. So if at all it says that the flow has been executed, if you want the checkbox to be checked. Okay, so you can have that in place, saying that after this flow is invoked, I wanted the checkbox to become true. Okay, so that's the criteria. Mm, and the next one that you will be coming across is, okay, uh, you will have quip, or you can have this send custom notification, all these things. Okay, so yeah, so you can have this send custom notification. Okay, you can have this quip. So I kind of like have curiosity to like work on this. Okay, so until now I haven't worked on this feature. Like none of my client has asked me to like create a new document, but if at all if you wanted, you can do it. Okay, so if at all if you wanted to create a new folder, or a copy document, or attach document to a record. So if at all if you wanted to attach some imagine some of that account. Okay, so you wanted to attach, or you wanted to attach details of operating hours. Okay, so you're going to have string value, like you can have this uh, operating hours details attached to this record. Okay, so this is something that you can do using the squip function. Okay, so I can also have something like this, and yeah, yeah, the string is going to be eds. Okay, so I'm going to have something like this. So we can't find an action with name that you specified. Yeah, so yeah, we need to have some action created before that. Okay, so maybe global constant or field reference created by id, contact id. So I'm just going let's see, department. Yeah. So let's see. Yeah. So you need to create this script action before you, do these things. Okay. So you need to create the script. Okay. So that's how, only then you will be able to get this thing here. Okay. So yeah, and also this send custom notification, which you can do it by yourself. Okay. So you can select the notification recipient if you wanted to have that as a group or queue or owner or user. It's up to you. You can select. Okay. So find user. I can get someone like Monkey Mills, right? So Monkey Mills. Yeah, I got that user. So I can have some of the merge field. Okay. So I can have the name. So I can have this name here, and I can have the notification body. So I can have any field to be displayed. Okay. So I can have this active here, and yeah, I can click on save. Okay. Which means that this following action is going to send some of the custom notification. Okay. So that's how you need to do. So and also you need to create the notification type in the setup. Okay, only then you will be able to send have this thing here. So this custom notification will be mostly useful for integrating with cross system. Okay, so once you learn on the coding part and integration part, you'll be dealing with how to call a integration class or how to send a custom notification to a third party, right? So this is how you'll be able to do it. Okay. So submit for approval, and also you can have the name and default approval process, or if at all if you wanted to find any approval process. Okay, so this is the one which I created last week to show you guys. So if at all if you wanted to skip any criteria for this process, okay, so you can click on this is checkbox. If at all if you don't want it, you can simply remove this. Okay, so it purely depends on your client's requirement. Okay, and also if at all if you wanted it to be from submit from current user, which means that the person who's going to create a record. Okay, so if at all if he's the person, he's going to have that thing. Okay, so the approval process thing have, or you can select any user from field also. So for example, on opportunity, you have owner ID, so you can have owner ID and user ID here. Okay, so and also you can have account ID and created by ID or whatever. Okay, so you can use something like this. Yeah, so contact ID, and yeah, so you can have something like this. Okay, so you can have that in place and click on save. So you're going to have uh the action like approval process called out. Okay, so the one which you can do using submit for approval is you can automatically have the submit for approval button click, and you can also set to like which person you wanted the submitter to be. If you wanted the record creator, or if you wanted someone from the field, so basically from someone from the record. Okay, so you have monkey mills here, so you wanted this person to receive uh, the approval, like he has to be the submitter. You can select this option, or you can select other user also, like you can simply type anyone you have it in the org. Okay, so security user. So this is how you can do it. Okay, so submission comments you can have like please kindly approve. Okay, kindly approve. So you can have something like this, and then you can click on save. Okay, so yeah, I just gave some name and I clicked on save. Okay, so this is how you can have that approval process also called. Okay, so you have this icon here, right? So this says that the approval process is something that is going to you know be called, like it's going to have the submit for approval button automatically clicked. Okay, if at all if the opportunity record is going to satisfy this criteria. Okay, so these are all the actions that you can do using process builder. Okay, so 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11. So In workflow rule, you can use only four features.